I'm assuming y'all can hear me. Trying a new microphone camera setup today so that I can actually talk to people. Unlike last time where I had to like mute myself and like turn on my volume, turn it off, and it was not fun. Welcome to Sunday afternoon live in the basement. I've got lots of trains set up to run. Finally got back into the HO stuff. I ran my 484 Northern and I'm like, yep, screw Z-scale. We're going back to HO. So yeah, I got that set up. A few other trains. Let's welcome some people in. Fisher Bridge Productions, hello. Joe, welcome. CSXGE ET44, hello. Devon, hello. Carter, hello. I see you in the back. We'll get you out here in a minute. And I'm caught up to chat already because not many people are watching. Chris, hello. Yeah, thank you all for watching. It's kind of a weird time. I had, Heath from Humanity Junction was streaming earlier this afternoon. Corey's doing later, and I got to eat dinner at some point. So yeah. Well, people are still rolling in, but let's get Carter up here. Hey.
Hey, what's going on?
Hopefully this is still working. I think we can both hear each other. It's progress.
I can hear you. I can see you.
Awesome. Same here. 8 trains. Wow. That's like more than I get an entire week. Speaking of trains, I got some railroad symbol news that's effective tomorrow that I'll go on to a little bit later. And if you're just swinging in, don't forget to, where's my camera? Smash that like button. So yeah, Carter, I have you on for a couple of reasons. One, because you're a cool dude, but 2, you're making some cool Thomas models. You have them available to talk about and show?
Yeah, sure thing. Oop, I accidentally just hit him. Yes, I do have my Thomas models here. I only have a couple completed at the moment, or kind of ready to show off. Some of them are in the works, not entirely completed yet. Thomas does have DCC and sound in them. I think the next one I'm going to do is either Edward or James in terms of sound. And right now, I'm working on 3D prints of the models instead of modifying the regular Bachmann models, just because they have a lot of inaccuracies. Proportions aren't exactly correct to what the props were. So I'll be 3D printing my own models rather than modifying the Bachmann ones. But I do have some modified Bachmann ones back from a while back that I can show off.
Yeah, so 3D printing entirely new shells. That's honestly a really cool idea. And there's some models that I'd like to do that way. A couple of them Bowser is actually doing for me. So that's helpful, but also so now I guess I'll just see how yours come out and I'll kind of follow your lead. But yeah, you want to show because your Thomas looks absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But if I can kind of move the camera here, hopefully we can get these guys in frame. But here are the current models that I can kind of show off. Of course, got Thomas, Edward, Henry, and Gordon. James, Edward, Percy, Toby, they are in the works. They're not exactly ready to show off yet. But once they are completed, I will definitely make some videos on them. I plan on making videos on all these guys. Thomas will, of course, be the first one. The Bachmann model for him is complete. I am working on a 3D print version of his model, which will be a lot more accurate to the show and to the prop. But currently, this one has CCC and sound, and the plan is to take the decoder and chassis from this current Thomas and move it over to the 3D print Thomas. But what's really cool about these models is that they do have 3D printed faces. You can kind of see here on Thomas, it is a 3D printed face. I have a bunch of different 3D printed faces that I paint up myself, and they're made by some incredible 3D modelers on Twitter. This one is made by Cool Dude 7208. So if you want to go check out his work and maybe order some faces for your own Thomas, you can definitely do so on his Shapeway store. But there are a couple things that I changed here on this Bachmann Thomas. One of which being the screw links, which are made by another Thomas modeler, Ibo Bro4 on Twitter. So you can go check out his shop if you want some nice screw link couplings. The lamp irons were also changed. They are now more accurate metal ones made from hairpins, actually. And then the lamp is also a 3D print along with the buffers. They aren't sprung, unfortunately. No sprung buffers. Do plan on getting some sprung buffers. However, you can only get them in the UK at the moment. Of course, that's very expensive for shipping. So sprung buffers may have to wait. Um, but there are a couple other things I changed here on this model. One, I cut out the gap here in between the splasher, which is the wheel arch here, and the tanks to kind of give it more of that depth. I originally had it colored black, but I thought I'd just cut it out to make it more accurate. I also changed the whistles out. These are actually 3D printed brass whistles that I got on Shapeways. They're really, really nice. They really tie them all together, and they're super shiny and a lot more accurate to Thomas's prop. And then I also have some changes on the back of Thomas here. You can see that he does have the screw-link couplings as well as the same buffers that he has on the front. I added some some backlining there to make it more accurate to the more season one depiction of Thomas and the CGI series, which he does have the pinstriping on the back. And the coal load was changed out for real, actual coal that I got off Amazon, and I just glued it in using some scenic cement using a dropper, and then just sprinkled the coal on top. And I did my best to kind of add some coal streaking on the side to kind of weather them up a little bit, but I didn't want them too weathered because the engines are really well maintained on the Northwestern, so wanted them to still be clean and everything. And he does have DCC and sound put into him. The speaker is actually inside of the cab. It's on the cab roof, which is removable on the Bachmann model. So if I open it up there, you can see the speaker. You might be able to see the decoder inside of there too, that little green board in there. But that is where his decoder is currently housed. The cab is enclosed, but on the 3D print model, it will be an open cab. And Bachmann is coming out with some show accurate uh, prop figures. So hopefully, once those come in, I'll be able to add some nice crew figures into the engines and hopefully, kind of bring them to life a little bit more. Since the show nowadays likes to ignore the driver and fireman, but I love driver and fireman. So that's one of the neat things about Thomas is how realistically it was treated. So yeah, here's Thomas. Quite enjoyed making him. He was my first custom, so I love the way he came out.
Yeah, that's really incredible, especially the DCC installation for me. I took a Z-scale decoder, I
Mm-hmm.
shoved it in there, soldered the wires, and just closed it up. And I'm like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, let me catch up with chat here. Yeah, I've got lots of trains on my HOA. I'm gonna run. Dan, Declining Railroad Productions, might try to get on here and run trains as well. Um, yep, yep. That's cool. CSXG ET44AC. So the faces, did you print those yourself or you got those on Shapeways?
These were resin printed on Shapeways. I currently have a Ender 3 printer, which is layers of plastic. It's just plastic. But I did order me a resin printer, which is going to print out a lot smoother, and that's what I'm going to make the bodies with. So they will be made out of 3D printed resin along with the faces.
Awesome. Yeah, from this angle and even from your photos, I could never tell that any of this was 3D printed.
Hmm.
It's really, impressive that 3D printing is to this standard, but you did a great job painting them as well.
Thank you.
Uh, so yeah, I don't know if it's possible, but I'd love to hear some of the sounds that you put in there. Is that
Yeah, I probably should have set this up before the stream, but I might be able to try and set up a test track and see if I can get the sounds going. Maybe do a little demonstration of them. They are all sounds from the show, so you did get Thomas's iconic whistle and some other sounds like buffers, couplings, station announcements, things like that that you might be able to hear on the model.
3D printing? It's lovely. Sorry, I'm getting distracted from the Thomas, and I'm just like, you're really going into 3D printing, and this is like 4 or 5 years ago. I was just starting to get into 3D printing, and as a model railroader, I'm like, okay, 3D printing model trains, they go together, and that was at a time when really it wasn't a big thing in the hobby, and I was like, oh, I can be a pioneer in this. But then come now, I'm like, okay, time to like make videos on it, and it's like just exploded, and there's so many, like Kathy Millett, and I could name like 10 other channels who have really gone into it, um, especially with resin. But yeah, I'm still learning too myself. So
Yeah,
Um,
I'm of course learning too, and it's a really neat technology. It's not a very new technology, but it's a great technology nonetheless.
yeah, Joe, I've watched those videos.
Yes, we all watch
He's the
Unlucky
best.
Doug.
Yep. Yeah, I saw his post that he's gonna do like a Cars breakdown. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's kind of been a joke that's going on in the Thomas community now is cars compared to Thomas. It's interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Not a fan of the movies myself, but I mean, if you like them, you like them.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess I could show off Edward now. So let me just remove his tender here, get that out of the way, and pick up his body here. There we go. So Edward is a slightly more complex than Thomas. However, he is probably the most accurate model that Bachman has made. Um, the most inaccurate being Thomas James and Percy, which makes sense. They were the first ones to be made. I think Edward, he came after Gordon and Henry. So yeah, they were really getting more and more accurate with the models as they started to come out, and they've adjusted the tooling and everything. But with Edward, he does have separately applied handrails. I scraped off the molded handrails, and I ordered these little stanchions that are from Calscale, I believe, and I painted them silver, plopped them in, drilled the hole in with a pin vise, and then I plopped them in, and then I used this 45 millimeter craft wire that I simply just slid into the holes, and then he's got this nice handrail effect. Also added some new 3D printed whistles and a brass safety valve there that are got off Shapeways as well. The face is by at Light and Cole on Twitter. He does have a Shapeways store, so if you want to go get you some Edward faces, he makes Thomas and Edward faces and Bill and Ben faces as well. So if you want faces for any of those characters, you can definitely go check out his store or Twitter account. He also has screw links, of course. All of my current rolling stock and models do have screw link couplings, so they are more prototypical to British couplings instead of those giant hook and loops that the British models currently have. His windows were already cut out, but I did add some like little thin pieces of plexiglass, if you can even tell here on the camera, to kind of simulate a glass effect, which I think it's a lot better in person, but I think it really ties the model together a little bit more. But really, Edward wasn't too difficult to make. Pretty much the hardest part was his handrails, but even then, it was a little more simpler than some of the other models, just because he was already kind of accurate. His buffers were changed out as well to be more accurate to his prop. So that's Edward. He does not have DCC in him currently. Thomas is the only one I have DCC in. But I plan on either adding sound into him next or James, depending on how simple it would be. For Edward, his gearbox is a little large because of the moving eyes, which of course the moving eyes. These models were taken out. I'm not a fan of them. They're really cool, but I'm not a fan of them. I find they put a lot of strain on the motor and things like that. So I took out all my moving eye mechanisms, and I kind of have to for the 3D printed faces anyway, since they're not compatible. But here is his tender. His tender does feature a real coal, the same real coal that I have on Thomas's coal bunker. I also did some weathering there, and I do plan on adding some cab figures once Bachman releases those onto his footplate there, so that way, got some crew in his cab. He also got a 3D printed back lamp on here. The original season 1 prop did not have back lamps, but I think the back lamps are really nice. I mean, if you have them on Thomas and Percy, why not have them on the Tender engines as well? And I think it has a little more detail to it. It does have a screw link there on the back as well. So again, Edward was pretty simple to make, but a pretty fun one nonetheless.
Yeah, so about the moving eyes, I totally understand why you want to get rid of those because
Yeah.
but for my model, when I took it apart to do the decoder, I'm like, huh, moving eyes. But I left them in because when I raced mine around the club layout. He's like, and the kids are like, Thomas's eyes are moving, and their parents are like, no, they're not. And it's just so funny to watch.
It
Uh,
is.
Rail
Uh,
Brothers Productions, hello.
hey man, welcome in. Alrighty, so I guess we can move on to Henry now. Henry was a little more simpler. Pretty much all I have done with him are the handrails and faces. The faces are by at Rexecutions on Twitter, and also Cool Dude 7208 also made faces for him. Again, both of them his face packs for from Rexecutions and Cool Dude you can purchase on Shapeways. This one currently features face by Cool Dude. The eyes, I've never really said what I do with for the eyes. These aren't the eyes that came with the Bachmann models. They're actually 6 millimeter and 8 millimeter BB pellets that are colored white. So the same little pellets you put in a BB gun. That's what I use for my eyes, actually. Thomas and Percy and Toby, some of the more smaller engines use 6 millimeter or yes, 6 millimeter eyeballs, and then the bigger engines like Gordon, Henry, James, and Edward, they used 8 millimeter since their faces are slightly larger. And the eyeballs or the pupils, excuse me, are actually custom cut vinyl stickers that my uncle made for me. So I just simply put those on the eyes, and then I can position them however I please, and they're held onto the eye or onto the boiler and face with sticky tack. So I can simply swap out the faces if I ever need to, or position the eyes for like a certain scene that I'm wanting to replicate, or whatever I need to do. But Henry was pretty simple, just the handrails. Did give him screw link couplings. The lamp irons were changed out. His cab is the same. I do plan on cutting out his front windows eventually. Not entirely sure. I will possibly make a 3D print of him, but right now I'm just focusing on 3D prints of Thomas, James, and Percy. But possibly someday I will make 3D prints of Henry, Gordon, and Edward as well.
And I'm guessing Gordon's probably pretty similar to that, or?
Yes, Gordon is very similar to Henry. They also share the same chassis. So, of course, they're put together very similarly. But I can go ahead and show off Gordon here. Of course, the big blue engine himself. His face is also by at Cool Dude 7208 on Twitter. He also has his Gordon faces up for sale. So if you want to go purchase you some Gordon faces for your Bachmann model, you can easily do so. And all of his faces are 4-packs, so you can buy some 4-pack faces, and it comes with a variety of different styled faces. I believe Gordon came with sad, grumpy, his happy face, and his shocked face. So nice little variety in faces. His lamp irons were replaced with the same hairpins I use on the other models, as well as the screw link couplings. Again, those were made by Bro4 on Shapeways and Twitter. His handrails, very similar to Henry and Edward, simply just sanded off the old handrails and then added on the cowl scale stanchions and the 45 millimeter craft wire. And yeah, it's got that nice handrail effect. The painting, though, of course, like you have to get that perfect match with the base Bachmann color. These aren't repainted just where the old handrails were repainted. Of course, when you sand that down, it's got that, you got paint stripping off and everything, so you got to repaint it. And I simply just use some acrylic paint that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, mixed them up to where I get that perfect match, and then paint on the model. And then when you put on a matte clear spray, it really helps seal it in and brings it together a little bit more, and it helps it really blend in. So you can't really tell where the old handrails were on this model, which I'm very happy with. I'm glad it came together that way. His front cab windows were actually cut out. The Bachmann Gordon model, his front windows are actually sealed in. They're just painted black. I did cut those out and then add some like little thin pieces of plexiglass to kind of add that glass effect on them. And then he also features brass whistles like Thomas, brass whistles and safety valves, which were also from Shapeways by Bro4 on Twitter and Shapeways. So you can go pick up some brass whistles if you want to add those to your models. It is pricey. Brass is very pricey to 3D print, so be prepared to pay around $20 or so just for these whistles and safety valves. But I think it's well worth the money. It just looks so nice and shiny, and it definitely brings a lot more detail to the flimsy plastic whistles that the Bachmann ones have. But yeah, this is Gordon for now. Probably will make a 3D print of him one day. But yeah, that's all the Thomas models that I currently have to show off.
Very, very cool. I'm very impressed that those brass whistles are actually 3D printed. We
It
have a company here in Plattsburgh, North Titanium. They 3D print in titanium, which is a little bit harder than brass, but um, yeah, that's lots of new technology going into those very classic models. So, Carter, thanks for sharing. And if you want to stay on, I'm going to pull Dan up here. He's going to run a couple trains, talk about his layout, and then I'll get to running my trains, of course.
all right.
Um,
Sounds good.
yeah, thanks for being on, man.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
Dan, you there?
All right, hey.
You ready to run some trains? Because I think the
Yeah, I
crowd's
gotta get
gonna.
my remote set up here,
They're
but
gonna.
I'm kind of stuck in vertical because my phone doesn't want to flip. But the
Hold on.
layout is a bit of a mess still because I just got home. But not much has been done since the last live stream, except you can probably see it, the sign and where my Dairy Queen will be, and I put grass in, and that's pretty much all I've done.
All right.
Just
Well,
that
yeah.
and some work on the grain mill. I had to fix something on it, but besides that, everything else is just basically the same as it's been.
Sorry, I'm like trying to like rearrange things here. So yeah, the Dairy Queen. I can't wait to see that. That's definitely a neat
Yeah, that's
structure.
drying. I have it up in my room. I have it drying because I just put a coat around the bottom of it, and then I think it'll be ready to put it on the layout. I gotta look it over one more time, and then I think it, because right over there you can. I don't know if you can see it. That's the base for it because I still got to put the windows in sometime. But besides that, it's pretty much ready to be put on.
All right, and then the expansion here. You have plans to finish that track on there? Or?
Soon. I want to get, because this doesn't. I don't have much to do on the original part of the layout. It's
Yep.
basically just finish the yard, which I don't know where I put it. There's a bag of ballast around here somewhere. To finish it, I have to get a yard office and then just finish this off. There's a few kits that have to be put together for me to finish off this part of like the town, and then I'm not gonna pull it out. It's glued in place right now. But I forgot about this. I got this done recently, which is one of my retaining walls.
Nice.
I have one, two, three, four, five. I have 5 left, and then once I put that back sheet of foam on, then the foam will be done, and then I think I'm gonna pour the river before I even start on my new expansion.
Good discipline. If it was me, I'd be like, just get all the track in, and so I can run trains. But
Yeah, it's like I already have a loop, so it's like I can.
Yeah.
And right now, I kind of just put It's nice because if I want to switch trains out, I can just back them down for now. Because like
Yep.
you can see my maintenance away train is still back there, but besides that, that's all that's on there right now. But yeah, I'm gonna run the coal train and then probably my manifest, which has Union Pacific on it.
Nice double special interest.
Yeah. Oh, I also got these since the last live stream, which I'm not pulling this train out because it's a pain to put on. But I got both water tenders for the big boy.
Nice scale trains.
Kato.
Okay.
I want to get. They make. I don't even know if you can see it, if it'll focus. You can't see it, but they I'm pretty sure they make a lighting kit where you can put lights in the tender. I'm thinking about it. I don't know how hard it is to put in, but I'm thinking about putting them in them. We'll see.
Yeah, speaking of coal trains, sounds like you've been getting a lot of them lately.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you
I
know,
wanted
like,
to go see. I don't think the one up at the power plant today is leaving today. I don't think it will.
do you know like why? Like, is it just like more export coal, or is it?
I don't even know. I know Reading and Northern recently has been running a lot more. They just got a whole new set of. I don't know how many, but they just got a brand new. They got a brand new. I don't want to say set, but they got a bunch more. I want to say six something new, brand new coal cars that are waiting to be painted to add to their fleet. But I don't know if it's. I think it's just coal export, right? I don't know, but it's been. I mean, usually we'd see a couple coal trains a month on the Buffalo line, and all of a sudden we're getting a coal train every other day, pretty much.
Yeah.
They're just cranking them out, and they're basically they're sending them out through Altoona up Nittany Bald Eagle to Lock Haven for RJ Corman, and then they're sending them down my way loaded.
That's interesting. It must the brains of the service design people just must have like made a change in their philosophy or whatever.
Yeah, but we also, I think it was Friday night. There was a empty that went up my way. They ran one empty up, but all the other empties they're trying to send out Nittany Bald Eagle. And then Friday they sent one of the first sand trains to Lycoming Valley, and then today they sent that 098 down my way with the, I don't know what it is. There's a high and wide. All I know is it's going to Alabama, but that's pretty much all I know.
Looked like a GE.
Yeah, it was
something.
It looked like some type of turbine or motor or something.
Yeah.
But all I know is it's heading to Alabama, and from what my friend just told me not long ago, it looked like they were sending it into Enola. So I don't think they tied onto an end of a freight train, but who knows?
Yeah, with NS, you never can tell.
Yeah, I don't think they'd put it on the end of a freight train, but all I know is they were lined. I think they were lined. I know they weren't lined into Rutherford to go down the Lurgan, but they were lined at the Y at Rockville, and I'm pretty sure they were heading to NOLA.
Yeah. So one other quick thing on your layout: have you decided what you're doing for that other bridge over to the expansion yet?
No. I won't really decide that until I get the foam in, which
yeah.
I want to get that. I only need a 4x2 sheet of foam. I only need something small to fit on there and then cut down to a triangle there at the end.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten there yet.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you've already done more than I have since the last stream, so.
Yeah, I also had to I don't know why, but a bunch of grass got stuck on this parking lot, and then a while ago I must have painted over it, and it was all bumpy. So I took sandpaper to it and I fixed it. So I mean that was just a fix. I won't really say that's doing anything. It's just something I messed up.
Well, in the last hour before the stream started, I was frantically putting feeder wires into my yard because the trains kept stalling.
Yeah, I was eating.
Better thing than I was doing. Anyway, you want to get some trains running, and I will get some trains running, and you can be in the corner, and I will be on the main.
All right.
And the only thing is, I won't be able to hear you.
All right. I'll probably hop on the YouTube chat.
All right. Cool.
But I'm stuck in. I don't know why. Is that gonna do any? No. Okay. Yeah. For some reason, I'm stuck in vertical today.
It happens.
Yeah, I think it's just my phone just doesn't want to cooperate after that whole freezing today, waiting for 098.
All right, I'm gonna pull the stream up on my phone so I can go mobile and make sure I don't get stuck in portrait mode. All right. Oh, great. Okay, turn this off. My audio. Thanks for being on, Dan, and we'll enjoy seeing your trains. And then whenever you want to hop off, I'm gonna get set up with some trains. Yes, the echo. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Sorry, guys, some technical difficulties here. Yeah, I can't hear anything right now, but and I don't. Yeah, let me see. I'm assuming you can see and hear me now. Let me check. Okay, let me add to stream. We don't need that. Can anyone see and hear me? I think it's working. Yeah, if anyone's using the internet upstairs, please don't. I'll catch up with chat in a second. CR DeHobo, welcome. Yep, we have a problem. All right. Okay, yeah, all right, let me switch these around. There we go. I will get set up with the trains now. This is weird. I'm like totally transitioning. Now I'll never be as professional as Heath from Humanity Junction, but I really should put some effort into being decently professional here. Anyway, let me switch the stream. There we go. Okay. So we are here in Plattsburgh at BU Cabin, which is the north end of Plattsburgh. Not the north end of Plattsburgh, but the north end of the Plattsburgh siding or double track. And we have, it looks like a northbound local freight from Whitehall. It's a RS3 day today. So I got 2 RS3s. Then I got a C420 on the layout and an RS36 and a special surprise, which you'll have to wait and see. So there's our train. So we're going to get things fired up here and bring it up here. But I think we have a restricting signal, so we might have to sit and wait for a southbound. All right. I'm going to move the computer so I can read chat. Test. Oh, great. We have an echo. Okay, I think I fixed it. Okay, let's see. Where's my locomotive? There we go. So we just got a recrew on this train. I got to turn vibration off. People are messaging me. Hold on. All right, we're back. So we just got a recrew on this northbound SC19. Sounds like they're going to move up to the signal here. This is 4071, which is the RS3 that the D&H acquired from Providence and Worcester. Maybe they leased it, I'm not sure. But rather than repaint, they just put a small golden D&H shield on the cab and called it good. And if anyone wants to see my Z-scale layout, let me know. We'll take a break at some point. I'm kind of stuck because I got to fill in the middle and I want to do a farm field and I don't really know how to. All right, looks like this train's going to tie down. Boy, it's like Norfolk Southern. They moved about 50 feet. Time to move to the north end of town. And the signal's on, which means the train is lined. I hear it, guys. It's coming. Pretty sure this is a southbound SC20. Actually, no. I think this is CX dash. Oh, geez, I'm forgetting the numbers. It's the freight for Allentown. We got some cement, other covered hopper traffic. We got one reefer car coming from Montreal going back west. Looks like Dan's trains are really flying. Usually I see them just crawling, but it's good to run fast sometimes. Nice train. Wow, that's a lot. All right, we got to speed across town and get the meat shot. RS3 meat. Someone clip this. X-Redding caboose on the rear, acquired in 1976 at the formation of Conrail. All right. Looks like we're lined up. Whoa. Not that glitch again. All right, have fun with that, Dan. I'll keep watching on the side here. Get it going by the signal here. No, I didn't get any cars at the show. I just, some of these were out here before, and some of them I pulled out. Either they were my old cars or they were some of Jim's old cars. This is line speed for the city of Plattsburgh right here. And it dies. I don't know why. Oh, come on. No one saw that. That's the one piece of track I didn't test before the stream. The only. Now, before I run the next set of trains here, I just wanted to talk about like how I'm modeling the prototype. So this is, come on, focus, please, focus. Well, this is a valuation map of the city of Plattsburgh, done by surveyors for the Delaware and Hudson. And it's basically a 2-scale map of the tracks in the city. So this highlighted portion right here, right there, Cumberland Avenue, that is right here. That's Cumberland Avenue. And then right here is a yard, and this track curves around this way. So as you can see, this is curving around, this is curving around into the yard. So this really helps me, and hopefully it helps you guys put this on a map. You know, you can still find this on Google Maps minus the yard. But then I had to compromise because of my basement. Instead of curving back around this way, I have to keep curving the main line around this way, just because I need to get this thing into a loop eventually. So, yeah, and then from here up to here is from here to here, and I compress that more. In reality, there's more running in between, but there's the GP mill. So let me know what you guys want to see. If I should run another transfer freight, if I should run a local freight, or the excursion, the steam excursion. So let me know what you want to see run next. In the meantime, let me get this on the tripod, and then I'll go over to the Z scale for 1 minute. This is just to talk about my problems. So the lighting isn't great over here, but here's the Z-scale layout. Since the last stream, and it's hard to see, but I did do some scenery around here. I got a slight hill here. It's hard to tell, but still got to finish over there. But in the middle, I'm going to have the farm. I'm going to have a gravel road. That's why I got this gravel here. I'm going to have a gravel road across here. But then I need to do a small, not small, but not huge, like a farm field. Like a spring farm field. Like I'm trying to do the rest of it like spring, you know, this. But I don't know how to do that. Like, so basically, if anyone has any suggestions or like links to videos or, you know, anything, just let me know. I'm not going to run this today. I don't even know where their controller is, but yeah, I just wanted to say farm field, road, farmhouse somewhere. I got to make it more 3D printing stuff, and then cow pasture. And of course I got this little swampy, marshy area over there. It was a huge success at the train show. I made a little sign for it. If you haven't checked out my St. Albans train show video, in which I did some crazy things like carry this across the building without any cars derailing and giving away model trains, check that video out. Maybe one of my mods will put up a link. If not, go find it on my page. So yeah, let's go back over and see what chat is saying. I'll leave it on the tripod. And the other thing, it still looks like a mess, but I've really made a big improvement on getting things on shelves, cleaning up. Like, you can see the floor. It's amazing, at least for me. Oh, okay, lost a leg. Hang on. How does this work? This is a new tripod. I'm concerned. There we go. All right, I'll just sit here for a second. RBP Trains, hello. The legend is in the house. Thank you. Thanks, Carter. Yeah, it's coming along. Yellow static grass. Yeah, but the thing is, I want to do like a muddy field, like before the crop is planted. Like it's and you know, maybe I'll have to do like a static grass field, but I want to do like either wheat or corn, but like before the crop's planted, or it's just kind of dirt and mud and a few stalks. Randall, hello. No, Dan, I can't figure out how to get you like a little bit bigger without you being like really big. So it's kind of hard for me to see, but yeah, I guess it's a good thing that you're small sometimes because mistakes are less amplified. Okay, so someone said steam excursion, but in order to do that, we need to get the baggage car on the train. Baggage car I didn't have room for on main. I can never keep them straight. Main 1 or 2. So we're going to use Lehigh and Upper Hudson 401. Now Delaware and Hudson 401. We're going to add this car to the train. All right. Well, wherever you're watching from, Randolph, thanks for watching. Make sure your work duties come first, so that's very important. That would be cool, and that'd be another thing to actually resin print. So maybe Carter can print some for me when he gets this thing in and gets it working well. Actually, I know a guy in Canada. I'm pretty sure he's in Quebec who does like little animals and stuff. Not sure about Z scale though. Z is pretty small. This engine has very weird speed tables. So if it looks like I'm either going too slow or too fast, it's because I just can't get to the right speed. And in reality, there would never be a steam excursion out of Plattsburgh. And the D&H didn't own any steam excursion locomotives as it is. But this is just for fun. I had the locomotive on the layout, so I'm like, why not? The tripod feels crooked to me. Yeah, it's crooked. I don't know why though. It's not. Maybe the layout's crooked. Maybe my brain is crooked. Now I got to get this out onto the far main track. Hooked up to the train. We got to back it up. And because we're only going to Chazy in this excursion, we got to send it up going backwards and bring it back going forwards, just like Strasbourg. Well, not quite like Strasbourg. Yeah, not quite. Well, like what they do with 611, where they keep it on one end of the train, kind of. Advantages of having a double track mainline, part 375. All right, I'll take a look. There's North Country Trains shack shop over there. Shack for every occasion. Okay. Permission from the dispatcher to reverse direction and then proceed past stop signal. Can you get the headlight to work? Oh, there we go. This baggage car was in the yard because crew had to load it up with important things they might need if the steam engine breaks down out on the main. Because we got to get it cleared up for RW6 later on, the paper train. As much as the DNH loved their employees, their communities, the paper train comes before anything. Right where that TTX trailer is, come on, is right about where the Plattsburgh station will be. And it sounds like they're firing up the steam locomotive. It's Reading 2113. Yeah, because this excursion's running a little bit late, I'm just going to send the 401 across the crossover and onto Main 2 and get it out of the way. Oh, it's only their 40th? I guess they did the heritage units for their 30th? Huh, I'm confused. Anyway, no, I don't think they'll do anything. I think they're just going to surprise us by no, I shouldn't say surprise us, but like the only thing we'll get is 8099 just never coming back. And there'll just be this void in the railfan community, and it'll just be terrible. That's all we're going to get. Let's see. Okay, time for the Northern. First, we got to stop and pick up passengers at the station. Can I zoom this camera? No, I can't. When I fire this thing up and get real low and watch it at slow speeds, I just feel like I'm at Strasbourg. Oh, come on. Except when that happens and the driving wheels lose contact and it won't shunt. Yeah, Carter, thanks for coming on. Your Thomas models are absolutely phenomenal, like I said. Yep, Corey's stream, Sunday run day, 7 o'clock, I think. Yep. Trainman 1993, hello. Get the bell off here for a minute. And yeah, that's it happens. Obviously it's bound to happen at some point, but knowing NS, they're not gonna do anything. All right. We are now boarding for extra 2113 north with intermediate stops at Beekmantown, West Shazy, and Shazy. Where shall we set up for this beautiful train? Not on the curve, because it looks terrible on the curve. I need to get closer to the action. Let's see. There we go. All right, all aboard. Oh, come on. Why? Why won't the... hang on, the whistle's stuck. That was weird. The whistle just totally stuck. All right, guys, when this thing comes back, you want to see it go Plattsburgh line speed, or you want to see this thing really roar? Let me know in the comments or the chat or whatever. Because I will make it go, not top speed, but a respectable northern, streamlined northern speed, if you guys want. Yeah, Joe, I saw your pictures. That's pretty cool. I wish they send it up on 31T, but they'll probably just keep it on 22K, 23K, 11R, 16R, and then they'll send it back west on. Does 315 and 316 go to Binghamton now? I can't remember. All right, well, no one's saying it in the chat, but I don't really care. I want to anyway. We're going to run this thing at line speed, true mainline line speed, because I'm modeling the city. Once I have the rest of my layout built, I'll be able to run it faster through there, but let's get this thing rolling. Look at it go. Nope, I got HO and I got Z, and as you guys might find out soon, I have some O gauge, but no N scale. And I just realized I forgot to let the passengers out at the station. Might be a good idea. Yeah, Randall, I heard I'll have to look for that on your YouTube. And we're going to slip again. Come on. No way. It's a race between 401 and the Northern. Yes, roar. The yard crew is going to tie down because we have another freight coming in from Rouse's Point with some time-sensitive local deliveries for the GP mill and other industries in Plattsburgh. You know what? Actually, I think we'll grab today's cars for GP and bring them up and then meet that train at North Plattsburgh. Where are they? Looks like they are on track 2. Yeah, I've had issues when I'm trying to run long trains on the club layout. I don't have enough engines to pull it all. This shouldn't stall because I installed feeders. There's the pickups there. None of this track is final, but it will be soon, I hope. Here's a nice meat shot. 401 passing 2113. SC12 requesting permission north BU cabin to the absolute stop at Boynton Avenue. Consist 2 loads, 1 empty, or 2 empties, I guess, because the caboose isn't empty. I do not have an NW2. I do have a Thomas. It looks like a complete toy compared to Carter's Thomas models. All right, let's get some speed on this thing. I really should start working towards remote operators, because then I can have, someone say Dan or Carter, running trains. Well, I talk or they run a train on camera and I'm running a train off camera that passes, etc., etc. Sorry guys, just had to give myself some headroom to switch here. So we have 4 cars to pick up today. 2 box cars with loaded paper products, 1 empty pulpwood box car, and 1 empty talc copper. And inbound, we have a rare load. We have a 50-foot gon with some new steel coils for some machinery that they need to repair. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do here. I guess I'll pull out the empties first. Just got to be careful with those steel coils. I'm not sure if Tony's Trains makes them in N scale, but I know they make some very well thought of brass cleaning cars in HO scale. Let's get closer to the action here. Like I said, this engine either wants to go a little too slow or a little too fast. Because this is a situation where the engineer and conductor can't always see each other, it's very important that proper whistle signals are in use, even with radios. There's no way I'm going to have enough headroom here. Fortunately, once I get the next part of my layout in, I'll have a Y here, coming off this way. So when I'm switching GP, I can go up there and still be able to store stuff on this track. Yes, of course it does, of course. Thanks for supporting my fellow YouTubers, Fisher Bridge. Did I get them? Oh, no, not quite. I did miss the talc copper. Come on. These Atlas, not Atlas, Accurail couplers are the worst things. And this is where I'd want the caboose on the other end of the train, but for time's sake, I'm not going to do that. But protecting all these crossings in Plattsburgh is a challenge when you got this many cars. And actually, I think the dispatcher just called the engineer. I think we're going to have to sit here, pull up, clear the siding, and sit here and wait for the southbound transfer run. We'll tie down there. UPS 270 doesn't sound like something you'd see every day at BNSF yard. I think I hear it approaching. Sounds like a first or second generation Alco. Oh, come on. What'd you short on this time? Unidentified short. Oh, it's because I crossed, these Pico turnouts have weird electric routing. I crossed a gap. Anyway, here's our train. Looks like an RP1 or RP2 local job. 5023 solo. Long hood forward. Got some B&H, cream or orange, whatever color you want to call it. Box cars and a couple talc coppers. We'll get this train tied down here, and then we'll go back over. And this is where I wish, I could set up another phone here, have a camera here. Someone could be working on doing this train, and I could be over there. But I'll have to work on it. Oh, come on, please. You will sit there. Back to switching duties. And the 401 doesn't want to respond. Oh, there it goes. If you're still tuning in, don't forget to smash that like button. And, let me know if you want to see a particular train run, or you want to see, like, say, the Z-scale or what. Just drop a comment. Any suggestions as well. I'm always looking to improve my modeling and my layout, as well as my streams. All right, we'll leave this cut here. Oh, don't do that. Sometimes the horn on this engine likes to just totally glitch. Where is the ground floor? The building in my way. The steel coils will go on this track here. And I'm going to extend these tracks too and make some sort of actual building. But not right now. Nope, I don't have the sharks. And they really, they used them in pusher service. They used them in transfer service down on the old Lehigh Valley and Erie, Lackawanna. And they use them out of Whitehall going to Rutland and back. But they never really used them up here. And I guess that's my main reason why I don't really have a big desire to get them. But I would like them someday. All right. Actually, let's do this properly. We'll leave the caboose here. That's going to want to roll. We'll leave the caboose here, and we'll grab our cars and then couple back onto the caboose so that we can flag through town, because we do have 4 cars coming back. And of course, we're not going to want to couple. There we go. All right, last move, and then we'll be shoving back towards the yard. But I think we're going to have to hold at BU cabin because I think that transfer run's going to have to do some switching and then go back north to Rouse's. I think we can tie down without blocking a single street. Then probably the conductor and brakeman will go and help this crew do their moves more efficiently. Look at that. We fit right in between the switch and Margaret Street. Yeah, Randall, you got to break those out again. All right, so let's get this steam train. All the passengers are long gone. Get this out of the way. Almost clear the crossover. All right. That horn is incredibly loud. So we got to run around here. I think we're going to have to get rid of SC12 again. I don't know what I just activated, but I didn't mean to. I'm going to just shut this guy off. We call... So it's complicated. So D&H ran their Laurentian and Montreal Limited trains up until 1971 when Amtrak started. Amtrak did not include the D&H route on their plan for like taking over. So they just, both parties stopped, didn't run trains, and there was no passenger service until 1974 when New York State and Amtrak started the Adirondack, which is the present day Adirondack as we know it. Except it wasn't really, because it was using all D&H equipment, D&H PAs for the first few years, and D&H cars, and a couple CP and leased CP and Amtrak cars as well. But you would never know it was Amtrak. It was all D&H for several years up until the late 70s when Amtrak started using their turbo trains, and later the F40 PHs, and then later the P42 DCs. So yeah, the D&H and Amtrak coexisted for 20 years. Not quite. Like, well, yeah, they coexisted for 20 years, but nearly 20 years they ran together. CP bought the railroad in 1990 and took over in 91. Don't mind the fact that this is definitely not allowed. Although I've seen crazier things out here on the modern day CP. I've seen a train, a road train, a local, and a maintainer all coexisting in the same 1.5 mile of track.
So we're going to shove these into an empty yard track. Looks like I got track 3 open. And then we'll pick up our outbound. We got some empty hoppers. And don't ask me why they're going north. But they're going north. So we'll get those. We got a couple other cars going back to the Napierville Junction and Rouse's Point as well. Van 51, I'm not familiar with who you're referring to, but yeah, sometimes I like to pretend certain people are engineer, conductor, the old D&H legends. Now to save time and save moves, I'm actually going to leave the caboose coupled to these. And then as I build up my outbound, I'll grab the caboose on my way out and pull up to the signal. I think we'll fit all these cars on this track. As you can see, the turns in the yard are really incredibly tight, like 14 or 15-inch radius. So I can't decide if that's acceptable or not, but that's what it is right now. Oh, okay, so the Whitehall crew. Now, I was going to couple up to the Adirondack Bottled Gas Corp tank car, but the routing on that would go on the local. Now, obviously, the branch is closed by now, but I like to pretend the branch is still in service. Line Mountain branch, yeah. So it would have went on a local down to South Junction, then through Morrisonville, my old hometown, up to Dannemora, Lion Mountain, Chateauguay, and then on to Saranac Lake. I won't be modeling the branch itself, but I'll be running trains down and to that branch line. So that'll be another fun operation. Okay, reversing to grab the 3 empty hoppers. One of which is Penn Central and will most likely go back to the Penn Central, which is now Conrail, at Adirondack Junction outside of Montreal. It's not the most efficient route to take to get back down south, or not south, but south of here, but that's the way they did things back then sometimes. And they still do ridiculous stuff like that. The locals receive permission onto track 1. Is it track 1? I can't remember. So our Rouse's Point-based local will have to sit here for a minute while the other train passes. And this crew's going to tie down at the station and take a rest, get a drink, get a snack while they wait for the other train to finish in the yard. Oops. Rail fan Roger, hello. Just gotta grab our caboose now. We'll head back north. It was okay, pretty relaxed because ski season's over, and I actually did not have anything going on. So I actually got some work done in the basement, cleaned up, and now I'm running trains for the first time in like a month. All right, we have the light at 168. Get the going away shot here. I always like to end the stream with the signal dropping going away shot. Hey CJ, I'm just wrapping up, but you caught the tail end of the action. This train's heading up to Rouse's Point. And we don't need to see it just stop short of its destination. All right, let us return to Where's my controls? Ah, there we go. This is the most awkward part of the whole thing. There we go. Microphone isn't needed anymore, but I can still pretend I have professional audio. Come on. There we go. Sort of. Well, thank you all for watching. It's been quite some time. Yeah, you can watch the replay, though. It'll be up on YouTube for at least a couple days. I see Dan's train still running around. I see 405. Nice. I didn't get my 405 out just because I wanted to run something different. And 405 is overly popular. Hopefully, I can get down and see it this summer sometime. It's currently on the Delaware Lackawanna out of Scranton. XD&H Z420. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for a couple new videos this week. I got a short coming tomorrow, and I got probably not a premiere, probably just a video release on Friday. And then I have some bigger videos the next week. I have a modeling 3D printing, actually talking about my overpass over there. And then I should have a rail fanning video as well. Yeah, I'm guessing it's going downhill. I thought you had it fixed, but it's N scale and it's turnouts. And after working with Z scale and turnouts, anyway, yeah, thanks Dan for being on. Thanks to Carter as well for showing off his amazing models. And I will see you guys hopefully next weekend for another stream. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.